Hey everyone, Lance with Treeline Products again. In our previous videos, we went over installing the multi-mount and the pack rack. So now we're gonna install a variable bow rack next to our pack rack. And we've determined we want 9.5 inches here. No less than 8 is my typical recommendation on that, just to give you enough room. So the variable bow rack is going to come with a pre-drilled mounting point in the groove, and we'll send some trim screws with you to install those so that they've got a very small head on them and they'll sink in because they need to be flush in there, otherwise the slide won't adjust easily. So we'll go ahead and get this one mounted up with our trim screw. I've already pre-drilled the holes, and that's a very important step that you don't want to miss. So you just want to get the head flush in there so that the slide can move up and down freely. And down here at the bottom, we have another mounting point that we'll go ahead and throw our screw in. Again, we've already pre-drilled, so now we can just get it lined up. And I'd throw a level on there just to make sure that you're good. I used a screw with a larger head down there because it's got nothing that's going to get in the way, so we don't have that requirement like we do up here. So that's installing the variable bow rack. We'll throw some bows in it and show you how it works. All right, now that we've got the variable bow rack installed, we can make axle to axle adjustments with the knob here. Just loosening this up, you can bring it all the way down to a 24-inch axle to axle bow, which is probably smaller than any bow, and it will go up to 38 inches axle to axle. It might slide a little above to get there, but we can do custom orders too, to where if you've got, I've got a 42-inch bow, for example, that needed a backboard that was 46 inches long. So we can do that as well. So I'm going to show here, this is a Prime Nexus 6, so 36 inches axle to axle. It's got the dual cams as well. I've got a stabilizer on it, a back bar, got my little kickstand on it, and we simply just put the cam through the top slot, push up, and you can drop it in. And the way that you set these, the easiest way to set these, if you're not sure where it needs to be, is get your top cam in, just kind of slide it up, drop it down, and you just want it to set on the limbs. Once it sets, you'll tighten it up, and it doesn't need to be cranked really tight, just enough to not move. And then you lift, pull the bottom out. If you've got a long back bar or something on here that you need to take off, we actually have a 3D printed mount here for the quick disconnect style of stabilizers. So these will screw into the side of the variable bow rack. You'll just drill 2 little pilot holes that'll come with screws for it. And then the way they're designed is they can kind of sit in there just like your bow, kind of slides them in there. So they'll just sit under that screw and they won't slide right off. I did in my hand, but when they're mounted there, they've got that hook on them, so they won't just fall off. So that covers the kind of the larger bows. Here's a really short bow that we'll throw in here. And this isn't, you know, these are very small cams and everything. But same thing, we'll put the bow in the top cradle, we'll slide it down until the limbs touch and tighten it up. And once we do that, and you want the bow to sit forward in the bow rack, and then it's not going anywhere. So it's got plenty of room to move if it needs to move. You're not gonna bend your cam and they come out the same way. So if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks for watching.